frustrating as fuck. That is the challenge run. Is what N10 wanted that to be changed to. So half healing, early game is what that one is. Why is that on here but not? There should be another mace one in here. It's the same thing here functionally, so it doesn't matter. But at least I think there should be. How long have I played on the MH3U challenge run? It's not been that long, right? Also, I'm gonna have to fucking segment this VOD again. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate update. Do I owe myself a little bit of pride in myself by playing Fury the other day? I feel like I did a really good job. No, I've only got 2 hours in it. There should definitely be another one of those in there. Okay, well, that's fixed now. MH3U challenge run from Mace. MH3U anything? No, it was N10 specifically wanted it to be the challenge run. Once it was MH3U anything, but then once we started this, N10 was like, yo, can you change it to this? Because it's kind of amazing. I'm so mad at myself. I'm so fucking angry at myself. Oh god. Oh, don't make me play fucking Wild. Double metals as well. Thank you, Summers. At least there's not double metals in that game. They're sequential. They follow each other. One is there, it takes a wee bit, and then the other one appears. He's down the second time watching it. Yeah, I was gonna say that's a bit it's a bit quick. I appreciate it though. I used to think I feel like I'm relatively good. Especially at Monster Hunter, but like in games in general, I feel like I'm kind of decent at them. And then, like the last 2 months, I've just been playing like everything terribly. Bruising the old soul, you know? Get mad at yourself so fast and you underperform for your own standards, yeah. It's not like I'm even that mad that I'm like not doing amazingly, right? But I expect myself to at least do good. It's not whatever these, like, pitiful performances are recently. That's what annoys me. You love second gen metal raps? They're absolute dog shit. They're not a lot better in third gen. They do get improved here at least, but do I like underwater in Monster Hunter? I like underwater in MH3U. The underwater in this game is fantastic. It adds so much to the gameplay. From like a ecological perspective, it's really cool. In terms of making all the fights different and seeing how the monsters are different underwater and stuff, and seeing all these different monsters we never see before. And from a fights perspective, I think it's fantastic. Having on land where you're kind of more in control, you're more able to, you know, ply your strengths, your maneuverability, and generally all of that stuff over the monsters compared to underwater. The monsters that are specialized, that is, right? Like Gobel and Ludroth and stuff. They're much, much slower on land. I think it's wonderful gameplay dynamic. And then you being slower underwater and they get quicker, I think it's brilliant. I think it's fantastic. I don't like the way they did it in Wilds. It's it doesn't feel like you're underwater. It kind of feels like you're in space, right? There's no friction anywhere at all and all that sort of like feeling to it. Not that there's really like proper underwater, but it's froggy. Underwater in games usually bad. There's like, I'm pretty sure it's almost a 50-50 coin flip in this game. You either like the underwater or you fucking detest it. There's no in between. I've almost never seen anyone who's been like, yeah, it's okay. It's always like it's the best thing they ever added. Or it should be, they made a horrible mistake and the reason it never came back is because Capcom saw what horror they created. I think a little bit of it is how tolerable towards jank you are. The games look so good. They are so good. The mid-generational games, as I like to call them, 3rd and 4th gen, are amazing. Pension, not run. Gaming pension? Does that mean I've just got to start playing, like, Skyrim or something? Where do gamers go when they can't play games anymore? League of Legends? No Man's Sky. I didn't find it that interesting. I tried to play it once, but... You don't want to play low. You shouldn't play low. As someone who has in the past and has recovered, don't do it. It's not worth it. There is something just like special about some of the older games sometimes. We just got like care and love in them, right? You wish games were still made with these graphics. I do wish there was more of a focus on the game itself and less on the way it looked. Where the hell did he go? Did he just not leave that area? At least League players are playing the popular MOBA. That doesn't make it better. Unlike Smite players like your past self, 7,000 hours. I played some Smite as well. Talking quality, not quantity, yeah. You watch friends play it, you never got warm with them. Those games are weird because I think they're kind of like... You kind of have to play them yourself to really get into them. It just, like, I don't want to talk about the benefits of these horrendous games, but they tickle this wonderful little part of your brain of its mechanical skill. Like tactical decision making on the fly, and then like macro decision making based on the map and also based on what items you buy. And all of that wrapped up into the fact that you're against other real people. And that just like, it just tickles part of your brain that other stuff cannot do, I don't think. So if you end up with the enjoyment of all of those things, and then they all get wrapped into a singular game, it sucks you in so hard. It digs its claws in, it doesn't let go. That's the problem with it. You'll stick to Monster Hunter, yeah. They're not worth playing because the people who play them, because it's so reliant on like team play, but everyone wants to be the hero, right? it just turns into this like horribly not kind shitstorm. And it's not worth it. The Hymn of Sun and Moon. Just gonna put that into the list here. Summers. World. Hymn of Sun and Moon. Let's put this up by the time there. Put this up to 10 minutes. And then put this into here. And then that's great. Co-op is great, PvP you avoid, yeah. I, unfortunately, somewhere inside me to this day, there is a part of me that I wish wasn't there that just likes competition stuff. I have a nugget of competitiveness in my body. But the competitiveness that I like and the competitiveness that other people end up doing are opposing concepts. They do not exist in the same world. Multiplayer aspects puts you off any PvP, which is fair. Beat 'em up games are perfect for comp stuff. That's the thing, though, is when you don't have people on your team as well, it doesn't feel the same as something like League or Overwatch or whatever the fuck the Marvel one is called that I can never remember the second name of. Like, playing those as opposed to playing a 1v1 shooter, it's just not the same feeling, right? Playing the closest thing to a MOBA that exists really is an RTS game. League and StarCraft don't have the same feeling. I doubt that Warcraft and Dota have the same feeling, despite the fact that they're the same thing, almost, right? Civilization multi was great when you played it, yeah. And it's just, it cannot compare to playing it by yourself, right? It's still a great game, but... Co-op's great, PvP you avoid. Yeah, some of the best experiences in my memory that I ever had with League, specifically, were when it was just like, we had 4 people online and we couldn't be asked to play like normal matches, so we just did like 2v2s against each other. And that's like the best experience I've had with it. It's always more fun to play against like people that you know aren't going to be assholes, right? Yeah, fighting games are not for me. The problem with fighting games is that I don't feel like you can compete in them unless you have some sort of ungodly reaction speed, right? In something that has mechanical knowledge but also requires tactical complexity, or has like a macro layer to it, I might lose every single individual fight in a StarCraft match, but I can win the game. And that's the important thing. In a fighting game, that doesn't exist. It's purely like execution based. There is no macro layer. The only thing you could really go with is there's a slight layer of social engineering, I don't know what you want to call it, in there. To try and manipulate your opponent into acting a certain way and doing certain things, right? Completely different game. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Human Harvest, how are you? You skin them alive, they run away in agony. Yeah, for some reason they decided in these games, specifically just for the Western audience, that killing a Kelby is too much. Best DBD was with your friends? DBD can be an enjoyable experience sometimes. Occasionally. It's a lot more fun when you're playing with people. But the same thing there, like, that game is just so toxic at this point. Even if you're not doing anything wrong to the person who's, like, being the dick, they'll just be a dick to you, and it's just weird. It's just weird. You like the mano a mano aspect of a boss fight in Sekiro? This Monster Hunter beat 'em ups never really scratched your itch. Yeah. Beat 'em ups are like, oh yeah, fighting games as I would call them, competitive fighting games. Beat 'em ups is more like when you're just plowing through a horde of dudes to me. This is Ludroff. Yeah, specifically for me, they kind of just suck, right? Because I've got my tremor in my hands. And the tremor increases if I'm under, like, stress or stuff like that. It gets worse and worse. So in an incredibly tense, like, close one-on-one match, where I'm trying to be, like, really focused and stuff, my tremor will get worse and worse. And then those, like, specific inputs you have to do in fighting games to make things happen, like, I'm just fucked. Once I go beyond a certain, like, level of skill, I will just lose every match because of that. Which is probably why I managed to get to, like, platinum specifically in every game I play. That's where the skill cap ends. And then I can't win anymore. You're fantastic, Human Harvest. Good. How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I feel a bit bad about technically starting the stream late today. I got a bit of lingering ick from that, but I'm otherwise doing good. I love March. I have a lot of fun in March and in September when we do these shenanigan-y things, right? but I'm already looking forward to when it's over. It's so tiring. It's a lot of time. Am I taking a week off after? You bet your fucking butt I am. No, I didn't mention it. Normally I mentioned it in the presentation, don't I? I forgot to do it this time. But yeah, I'll take... I don't know how long off. Maybe like a week, week and a half. I don't know. We'll see. I'm the second monster on a stream with a hand tremor that you know. Oh, really? It's an interesting coincidence. I think it helps with Monster Hunter for me that it's Monster Hunter tickles that same thing that I was mentioning earlier, right? Even though it's not PvP, there is both a mechanical and a macro layer to Monster Hunter. Once you're in a fight, you have to, like, your skills are what determines whether you win or not. At the end of the day, your, like, actual player skill and how good you are at the game is what determines if you're going to win or not. But it does have the outside of the fight prep to it, with the ability to, like, okay, well, I can build equipment, I can build armor, weapons and stuff that counter the monster. I can bring traps, I can do this, that, this, that, this, that. Which makes it, like, really appealing for me. Because even if I'm in a really hard fight, a lot of the time, I can, mechanical skill, right? Can slacken a little bit, I can fall down a little bit on that front, and I can win with prep. To make up for the fact that if I'm in a hard fight, my hands are gonna sabotage me. Monster Hunter isn't mechanically demanding in your eyes. It depends a lot on what fights you do. It's not super mechanically demanding compared to stuff like fighting games, but I think certain fights are relatively mechanically demanding. Especially anything before GU. I actually disagree there entirely. I think I would consider patience as a mechanic in the older games. And I think a lot of the people who struggle in the older games do not exercise their patience. Sometimes you need to hold back, not do an attack, right? You've seen the APM dexterity required in competitive fire games. It's not commanding comparison. Yeah, exactly. It can't be, right? Like, I played StarCraft, you know? I played StarCraft 2. I had a resting APM of like 140. I had that one Zerg game where I got up to, oh, whatever the fuck it was, like 300 APM over the course of 30 minutes of gameplay. It's not the same level of mechanical demand, but like you still have to do stuff. Motorically demanding? No, I would not say it's as motorically demanding. That I'm with you. Oh, StarCraft. What a game. Patient space gameplay, yeah. Unfortunately, and at least what I consider to be maybe the reason for this personally, is for you, the beginning of the end of that. Adding counters. GU adds more counters, World adds even more counters, Rise adds even more. And now you don't have to be patient at all, you're just on uptime 100% of the fight. Patience isn't really that important anymore. And I don't find the games as fun anymore. My health seems to be getting low. Am I consider drinking one of my 10 mega potions? I didn't bring any potions on this quest, Skullbart. I brought 5 herbs. That's it. I'm letting my defense and the first aid verbs carry me. You say third gen and before are a different kind of game to the new ones. You like both, but they're not the same game, no. Does this game have weak points? It depends what you mean. Do you mean like normal Monster Hunter, where there's some hit zones that are weaker than other hit zones? Because if so, yes. Like if you hit a monster in the head most of the time, it's going to do more damage than if you hit it in the foot. In that case, yes. It does. It doesn't really have anything akin to like, I guess if you don't count Dia Morales, the incredibly weak glowy hit spot where it takes no damage everywhere else but lots of damage in that one spot that some games have. Nothing like that. It's hard to tell without the damage numbers. You can actually look at the amount of blood. If you're hitting a weaker spot, there will be more blood. And hit stop as well. Free U's maybe a bad example for that one though, right? Unknown. Free U has terrible hit lag. Hit stop, whatever you want to call it. This game has really, really bad hit lag feedback, unfortunately. It's a real shame. You love games? Same. I do as well. There's also games I don't like. And I wish it wasn't a crime to state that. Can I do a bar off with no potions? He doesn't really have a spot that's as easy to hit. I could try. Hello, Nodaru. This game does indeed have the snarf. The nibble nibble. The snarfy snarf. He is here. Honestly, I doubt it will ever get to that point because I imagine it's in an area where you can't fiddle with it at all in terms of code. But if there's one thing I would love for people to be able to fiddle with in terms of like messing around with the game files, if they ever manage to figure it out, I would love for the hit stop to be adjusted in this game. Not overly much, but just for everything to be tweaked up a little bit would be... It would make the game feel so much fucking nicer, right? You hate games, that's why you play so many of them. I wish that wasn't as prevalent as it is. You say that you get crucified by fellow boomers. I was gonna say Monster Hunter people are a weird breed, but it's just kind of like people who play games in general are a strange breed. As soon as you start throwing any sort of like critique or personally I don't like these things about that game, people get so angry so quickly. You start discussing what makes like in that person's opinion, right, what makes like a good or a bad game, and then people just like flip out. Rightfully so. How dare you talk about my wife like that? I feel like, at least in my mind, if you truly love a game, like a lot, you should have the most critiques out of anyone. Because you've played so much of it that all of those weird niche little wriggle interaction things that other people have never even come across in their entire lifetime of playing the game will have happened to you so often that they just piss the ever-loving shit out of you, right? Why do people like this monster? Barrioff's fun, I think. He's very simple, but he teaches you a very important lesson, which is that you you have to respect the monster's attacks, otherwise you will get rolled. He's just a fun, simple monster, which taught a lot of people, specifically with Monster Hunter Tri, a very important lesson. An Overwatch streamer you watch, as people referring to him coping, he always answers. It's weird how people think I'm a prisoner of this game. I don't see what that's got anything to do with coping. Personally, just our speedrunners. I don't think speedrunners are a good situation to look to in that regard. Because unless they've played like a lot of the game normally as well, someone who's done a like any percent speedrun of a game that you can break half of it for several 100,000 hours has, like, as weird as it sounds, potentially experienced less of the overall game than someone who's done like 5 or 6 playthroughs of it but played it in its entirety. Like, obviously they have more playtime, but they've just played the same bit over and over again to the point of perfection, right? Depending on what type of speedruns they do. If you're playing a game that's horrendously broken, and it would normally be like 80 hours long to complete, but you can do it in 5 minutes. Even if you've done 100,000 runs, like, compared to a normal playthrough length, someone's done like 10 playthroughs. You've experienced so much less than I have, right? Nice. You hate starter, you got 2,000 hours of speedruns. I must admit, my brief foray into speedrunning was very fun. But it was actually kind of just like the complete lack of how other people who speedrun in the same space like gave a shit that just got to me. Where I was like, I just don't want to do this then. If the point of this is like a big thing people talk about with speedruns is like the community and stuff, and everyone all comes together and whatnot, and I just got like stonewalled, I felt like. People projecting their own experience coping while still playing onto the streamer who has genuine fun according to them. as a obviously probably nowhere near as popular streamer, but as a streamer myself, I don't think it's good to take the streamer's word whether they're having fun or not. Because unless they're like very honest and open all the time about when they are and aren't having fun, a lot of the time, from what I can tell, communities that do well are based on vibes, right? And if you're like, man, that game fucking sucked, you've harshed the vibe real hard. and people don't want to be there anymore. I was talking about this with my partner the other day, actually. My viewership in general consistently grew the more Monster Hunter I played and stuff, right? Because I was having fun with it to begin with. When the newer games came out and I had less fun with them and I had critiques and stuff and things that I didn't like, it like consistently dropped and has been since that point. Now there's all sorts of factors that go into that. You can just be like, you know, you fell off, bro, or whatever. But I definitely built up like a very positive image of Monster Hunter specifically, and then when that wasn't there anymore, it kind of like harshed with the idea of what people knew, right? Depends on the game. Stardew is mostly run glitchless, since you can do Ace so easily on one version. I don't know what Ace is. Go for the story of our Sunday game. Okay, Capcom, complete 5 quests to get the next urgent quest. No, Capcom. What? But that is the story. The urgent quests. Am I having fun right now? I am at the moment, yeah. I wasn't earlier. But I was getting my ass handed to me by World again. Doing the same quest in World. Again. But consistently beats me. Your coat is washed. That's good. You should not leave your animals to become dirty. They can get infections, and that's not ideal. They maybe don't need to be as clean as like a human being is, because they are to a degree potentially wild animals. Ace is arbitrary code execution. Oh, okay. It's a big truism, it always depends, yeah. It is a fair point though. It does depend on the length of the speedrun. But if you're speedrunning like 100% of the game, then you'll obviously know a lot more than the average bear, right? Openly shows how he feels, clapping the devs regarding the game he plays all the time. The reason he isn't invited to events or streams and stuff anymore, yeah. That's why I think it's hard to like genuinely kind of, in that case it's understandable, right? But it's hard to know with a streamer if they are being truthful. Because especially with stuff, if what you play is a competitive game and you are truthful with how you feel about it, normally that will just block you out of stuff if you have problems. If you're truthful and you truly love it, then it doesn't matter, right? But if you start having problems or there's little bits that you critique and stuff, suddenly you know, it's like a revenue hit for people if they're on the larger sides and then they don't get invited to something where thousands of people would see them and be like, oh, I like this guy's personality. That sucks for them, right? Do the 5 quests with 4 monsters don't have anything you need. But you should just enjoy fighting them, right? At least. I would hope so. There's the gobble. The gobble. Gobble gobble. What are my favorite weapons in Monster Hunter? I really enjoy dual blades. Dual blades were my favorite, or are my favorite, depending on what games I'm playing. I like the reliance on evasion and preemptive positioning. But still being able to have that reactiveness. Something I really enjoy is tactical flexibility. And I think dual blades give that perfectly. Something like greatswords has the preemptive positioning aspects down, right? If you're really good at greatsword, you get into the spot you need to be in and you're charging before the monster even appears and you slam straight in the face and it's amazing and brilliant and, you know, the world explodes with joy when you do it. But if you've aimed even slightly wrong, you're just like, well, guess I'll fuck myself. Because you just don't hit anything. So I like that ability to, like, react at the last moment. So I quite like Sword and Shield as well. I like old longsword before it became irrelevant. Your positioning is not required nor relevant. As of GU. The only weapons I would say in Monster Hunter I don't like really are the ranged weapons. They're just not for me. I know they're really good and they've got like good damage output and stuff, and you can do a lot of different things with them that are really fun. A lot of status and all of that stuff. But I really enjoy the feedback you get from hitting with a melee weapon, right? That little bit of hit lag when you finally land your attack, or a huge bit of hit lag, depending on what weapon you're using. And that doesn't exist with the ranged weapons in the same way, so I don't really like them. Yeah, Julie's are my main one. Start unlocking the monster, yeah, I mean, that's what tends to be a ranged weapons, right? Ignore every option you have, use Pierce. PS3 rapid fire, or PS2 rapid fire. Repeat until dead. Win. You're on your Gunlance arc, Hedgie? Gunlance is fun. I really like normal gunlance. Because pulling the full combo off of doing like the attacks, the slam, the full burst all in a row feels great. I know from a, if I'm not mistaken, from a damage perspective, I think either wide or long is better to do like 2 pokes charge shell, 2 pokes charge shell, 2 pokes charge shell. But it's less enjoyable for me. You're a big heavy bowgun head, especially in the older games. It's a great weapon. At least once you've got skills. I don't know if it's very good before that point. It seems to be kind of a bit cack before you get your full allotment of skills that you need for like deviation down and all that stuff. You can rock normal too without skills and do fine enough. Oh, really? Cool. Can you not backcharge in the water, or did I just fuck up the timing? No! You played low rank Freedom Unite Village with starting bowgun and no armor. Neat. I want to remember that the speed run for Freedom Unite, like the full speed run, not NYG, doesn't that use heavy bowgun? And you just head flinch things constantly? So like I know it's a good weapon. Hey Ian, how you doing? It's the closest you'll have to Gauntless in Monster, yeah. I still think the Cestus Castus, however you say it, would be a really good weapon for Monster Hunter. To eventually add. You're not taking care of the child today, Ian? Not at the moment. Oh, okay. You're on break. And then HR2 yesterday? Nice. Are they enjoying the underwater? The old divisive mechanic? Child met Urugan for the first time. How did that go? Child enjoys Legiacris a lot. Good. Good. Continues to play Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield's great in this game, so it's a good choice. Sword and Shield's fantastic here. What if Hugster's a huggy guy? I mean, you'd hope so, otherwise my username is just a lie, right? That means if we ever meet, it will be free hugs. As long as you maintain a reasonable degree of personal hygiene. I'm not gonna go around giving free hugs to the fucking, you know, stereotypical TCG players. TC trading card game. The memes of the Magic the Gathering people who you can smell from, you know, the next planet over. Am I a huggy guy because of my name, or do I have my name because I'm a huggy guy? I have my name because I was mocked, and I took it as a strength rather than a weakness. I've already said this. Do you not know this line? When I was in my final year of secondary school, I believe, it might have been the year before the final year, I can't quite remember. So when I was 15, 16, the group of friends weren't the kindest, shall we say, as teenage boys are wont to be. And I had never kissed a girl, because that's relevant, apparently. And so I was Hugster. The huggy, the one who only gets hugs. I was like, fuck yeah, dude, hugs are great. So I yoinked it, because hugs are great. Not because not knowing template of meme, okay. I don't meme hard enough for that, I'm sorry. He has the rotor and it should be enough. I mean, it's unlikely that it will ever happen in the first place, right? I don't really see a reason why. I would be in a spot where I would be like meeting people. I certainly don't have any reasons to go to Germany. And I am not of enough income to randomly start traveling around the place for memes. The way that people do. Or to meet people. As Enten said earlier, I am washed. Simply let the peeps come to you. This seems unwise. Things don't tend to end well when you let people you don't know on the internet know where you live. We're glad to have 2 grinding games. Do you only have 2? I thought you were up to way more than that. Leak your address right now. I'm not the only one who lives here. Better being watched than the stereotypical TCG player. No, I said a stereotypical TCG player, not an actual TCG player. I have nothing wrong with the TCG players. It's just the stereotype is of a unwashed individual. Although in likelihood, the reality is just that they're a very competitive environment, and when you are in a competitive scenario, you tend to be like stressed and stuff, and very intense and hype and whatnot. And when you are hype, you are releasing adrenaline, and adrenaline is smelly. It's likely what actually causes it, but that's not the point, right? Bet you live in the UK. I live in Sweden, actually. I moved to be here with my partner. But I did live in the UK. I am regrettably born English. I speak Swedish? No. No, I don't. It's the same as offering a firstborn to a witch/fae. Offering something that isn't truly yours but dear to the heart. I will not sacrifice my partner's safety for the sake of random people. Will I learn Swedish? I try, but it's like freaking anathema to me, man. It just does not stick. I try and learn, and I get a headache, and it just hurts, and I can never pronounce anything correctly. And then I just lose it really quickly, right? It doesn't stick in my head. I lose the words, they're gone again. It's very unfortunate. Have I ever read/watched Ariel when I was a child? If you mean My Little Mermaid, then yes. I think that's what it's called. But not for a very long time. Had it read the where I speak Swedish, I wouldn't have enough things that I could say. The entire time people would just redeem it and I'd just be like, jag kan inte prata svenska. And that would be all I would say, all the time. I'd be forced to learn? No, I'd be forced to say horrendous shit, because it's Twitch. But like, I don't know what this means. I'd Google it, and it'd be like death to the infidels or something, you know? Good. That's your stereotype? What is? They wouldn't be your legs exactly, but you'd get more legs out of the deal. I don't want more legs. I'm perfectly fine with 2 legs. You love cutting off the tail? It's incredibly satisfying. Oh, okay, right. You never saw this tail cut? Yeah, you can cut his tail. No, a lot of people don't do it, but it's actually really helpful because it reduces the paralysis range. Please hit. Nice. When he does his little tail sweepy sweepies. Oh. Ever considered how much I'd rise up in ranks compared to the regular people? Not many of them have a pair or more of human legs in their closet and stored somewhere. Why would that make me raise up in the ranks? That would just get me arrested. Hi, sir. We'd come to talk to you about your disembodied legs that you own in your closet. This does not provide benefits. This provides detriments. In statistics, I don't think there's statistics on having more legs being a beneficial thing for you. I think there's statistics that if you own more legs, you're more than likely to be a serial killer. You got a shower later, have fun, enjoy your shower. Never said you own any or don't? Well, I'd hope you own at least 2 and they're attached to your body. Otherwise, that's going to be very unfortunate for you. Our society is not very well equipped to deal with people with physical disabilities because the people in control don't give a shit. The average human has less than 2 legs. This is true because people have been either birth defects or dismembered in some way, shape, or form. I was trying to find something better than mutilated, because that sounds a bit savage. Owning 4 legs would raise you above the double of the average human. I don't need more legs than the average human. This doesn't help me. What if you had 8 billion legs? You'd be an eldritch monstrosity. I think at that point. You call it a skill issue? I mean, you could argue that it's an RNA skill issue, I guess. It's a bit of a fucked up thing to do, but... We prize customer for shoemakers. That is also true. Assuming you need shoes. If you had 8 billion legs, you probably wouldn't need shoes for all of them. Nice. Get socks every Christmas, it's never enough. You'd probably burn through them quicker than they could be produced at that rate, so that would not be surprising. Good timing on this quest then, by the way. Rude. In your opinion, it's very likely an 8 billion leg being would never run. Becomes more unlikely that every foot is off the ground at the same time. It'd also be horrifying if they jump. Cost you a lot of money in shoes, which is pretty expensive. That is true. That is expensive. Especially if you've got a taste for having more expensive shoes. Like if you want exclusively designer shoes, that's gonna be bad, right? Let's go to the wheel. Whoop. What stats are good on jewels? You ideally want elemental damage and sharpness, in my opinion, but I'm probably the wrong person to ask. Spin the wheel. Oh, we don't have to go anywhere. We're staying right here. Mace is free, you challenge run. Which means we're just gonna keep going because that's what I was doing anyway. That's convenient. That also removes them all from the list, so I don't have to do any awkward segmenting, which is nice. If you had -1 arms? As in you had 1 arm? -1 from the human norm? Or just you have a negative arm? You have an anti-arm? It would be very bad if you touched it into an actual arm. Presumably. EP, yeah. Turns out doing lots of streams time over many days is tiring. Who could have predicted? I have tomorrow off. I do, that's true. I'm looking forward to it. Hello, Racker. Racker? How are you? Good morning, good morning. Dude, I love snow so much. Ugh. I love snow. Snow's the best. Why can't everywhere be snow? Actually, that would be bad. Because then I'd get used to it and it'd be normal and it wouldn't be good anymore. Still, more snow. Trying to console your father? His brother passed away yesterday evening? Oh no. Yeah, that's a hard one, right? That's a long time to have known someone for, as well. So it's not like that's a small amount of time with someone to reflect upon. That is an area I wish I had any ability to give useful insight into, but I don't, sadly. Happily, in a way, I guess, but sadly as well. Game. Don't fuck me, game. I should not have done this quest as one of the three. I don't have a full inventory of pickaxes. I only need 2 more, come on. You made the same mistake. Did you get the stones you needed or not? You had to craft new ones. That's a good idea. I would just need to gather bones, right? Oh! Or just get lucky like I did. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. This would have been a great speedrun time, by the way. Why it isn't unexpected? Was an alcoholic? Eventually his liver gave out. That can help to soften it a bit, right? When you know it's gonna happen as such. It does kind of just make it sad in its own whole new way though, right? As well. Which is a shame. I hope you're doing okay as well. As much as you can be, I suppose. Because it is also your uncle, right? That pays for the things a bit. I got 1 Icium, which is nice. You're alright. Good. Good. I've never got the bloodstones that quickly before, by the way. I got 6 in the first room. Ooh. Wait, just farm this quest for megas? Infinite mega pickaxe source? What run is this? This is the new 3U run. The one that will be like the challenge run normal from now on. I am only allowed to go into a quest with half of the maximum stack size on any item. So 5 potions. And in any scenario where there is an odd number, for example, Book of Combos, you round down. So you do not get to bring Book of Combos on your quest with you. Yeah, Ancient Potion doesn't come with you. Life Powders, you get 1, not 3. At least I get 1 max pot, yes. Only getting to take 49 stones. That truly is the sore point, yep. You nailed it, man. That's the rough bit. The 49th stone percentile is really where it stings. That gets a quote. But yeah, once you're on a quest, at that point it's completely fine to like combine up to 10 potions, 10 megas, gather materials to get yourself up to max supplies and all that shenaniganry. You can come back with maximum amount of stuff in your box. None of that's a problem. It's only when you're going onto the quest. To make up for this in the next run, you'll be allowed to bring 99 stones. Woo! And nothing else. Wait, no. That's not a worthwhile trade. Can't you, like, not kill monsters using stones only unless you kill small monsters? Because they do 1 damage, right? You can gather more stones while on the quest. Not that many. Still do damage with your weapon, no other items. I still think that would be hard. You're pretty sure every map has an infinite stone supply? Really? It's a challenge. I don't think that's a challenge run. That's a torture run at that point. It's supposed to be hard. Hey, most of the challenge runs that I seem to be doing at the moment aren't hard in terms of like skill. They're hard in terms of mental resilience. Like the collector's challenges. It's not exactly a difficult thing to do as such, right? It's just time consuming. You don't get locked out of clearing quests like Bloodstone ore. I think the same with Bone and Whetstones. Oh, really? That's why as challenge runs they fail. I mean, there I kind of agree. That's why I changed the list to be called Monster Hunter March Runs instead of Monster Hunter March Challenges. That's why you didn't finish your 4U, you were doing Insect Glaive? Oh, yeah, that's a particularly poopy one. With the Kinsects involved. I'm looking forward to doing that run in World, though. Rakano. It was bad enough as it was, but optimal as well. Minimum speed Kinsect until G rank. You quit in G2 as well, right? You finally got to the point where you had insect speed and then you were like, nah, I don't want to anymore. The next thing you needed was 60 Flutterfly. Yeah, no. I don't blame you. That's kind of atrocious. I'm getting mad lucky with these mega pickaxes. Slow down on the beer? But how else will I get drunk, Frenchie? I need to be crunk to stream. How are you? I'm doing good, thank you. I am doing good. I'm a bit tired. The shame of fucking up the stream time today is still clinging to me, but other than that, I'm mostly just a bit tired. How are you? How are you? Or will I fuck it up? I was meant to start at 10. I didn't start till 11. Because I kind of forgot. I was meant to do an hour longer today. When's Chaos? Starting at 4 instead of 3. Yes. So only 5 hours of Chaos today. You're sleepy also. It's a sleepy day. Next Sunday will be a 12-hour. I'm just gonna add the hour onto that day instead of where it would be today. Chaos 1 hour 40 minutes, correct. Give or take the break time, you know? Lasting 5. Europe. I don't know what time that would be for you. But every stream at this point will end at that time as well. For the remainder of the month. Since the minimum time goes up next week by another hour. So we'll be on 9-hour weekdays, 11 hours Saturday, 12 hours Sunday. Basically waiting for Eugene to do some PSA. Eugene was here a while ago, waiting for you to wake up so they can play PSA with you. I think last I remember they went and showered, but I don't remember how long ago that was. Get off me. It's too warm. Ugh, too much friggin' hair. How do people not overheat when they have long hair? Why do they not what? How do they not overheat? Gets too warm. My forehead does so much heat management. Wanted to grow your hair out, you have to maintain a public appearance of wearing a mask. Yeah. Yeah, it's not fair. To keep the neck exposed? Hmm. I can see how that would help. I need a big poop. I need another big poop. Oh, it's big poop time right now. Good poop RNG. It's too low hanging, hey, as it were. Geralt, for example, well, you can get a bit different situation, right? And I imagine Raka probably has a vaguely similar feeling to it, but I wouldn't want to even vaguely risk the off chance that someone was going to be weird about it at the current moment in the current climate in the States. I don't think it's worth the hassle that comes with it, right? Like, well, for God's body here, summer would be unbearable. Summer would be disastrous. You have an extremely right-kneeling work environment. Right is the fascist one, yes? If I remember correctly. Yes, okay. Yeah, that's not ideal. I don't know. It's not my place to weigh in on American politics at all. I don't know enough. Because I actively avoid it. I love just one-shotting these little guys. Oh, it's so satisfying. Still on pouch? Yeah, I rolled N10's one, and then rolled your one afterwards. Are you checking in at work to see what's being played, Mace? In the middle of your shift? No, Mace. I don't feel like you're being honest with me. You're doing it during toilet breaks? Are you taking an increased number of toilet breaks? You drink a lot of water at work? That's good at least. Especially since you're like moving around and stuff, right? All the time. Good toilet. Okay, bye, be back on your break, yep. If I'm not on my break at the same time as well. I'm just gonna keep swinging, eventually you'll run into this. Okay then, no. That Jaggy's great. It was great. It's not as great anymore. Now it's just dead. Please tell me 2 funky pheromones was enough. I don't remember how much I needed. I needed 4. Bastards. Like, fuck this game as a combo list. Okay. It would probably be a good idea to do wherever the horrible quest is that I didn't want to do. This. The new not minigame in Brighter Shores is fun. Actually makes you open MS Paint, draw on a screenshot. Amazing. What does it do in like the for the sake of the game? What's the purpose of such? It's blacksmithing experience. Okay, cool. It's not spammable. Right. Do you get like a limited number or time cooldown a day or something? Oh, God. Remember the bounties you could do and deliver food for chef experience? Vaguely, yes. They would reset every set amount of time, wouldn't they? The chance the blacksmith bounty will be the minigame, and you can only do the minigame with the bounty. Right. That makes sense. Please do not attack me. I need to carve. I'm getting too lucky with the monster guns. What is this? No fin? As of yet? Okay, now I actually would kind of like my last guts though, because I'm out of Sonic Bombs. Fuck. I don't know if that works. Honestly, don't really know how you deal with these guys. The Cephalos at least would stop. Like every set amount of time. Okay, far one, close one, or yeah, far one again. Hey, there's my fin that I needed. Now all I need is the last guts to finish the quest. Be kind. That was not the kind thing to do. Hey, good stuff. That was not too bad for a Monster Guts quest, actually. Not too bad. Then I could maybe go out into Moga again and do the stuff there. I think I'm like one quest away from Rathian. I can't quite remember how it works. I think you have to do the Lagiacrus repel. Then literally the only quest you need to do is the Rathian hunt, and then you can do the Lagiacrus kill. The hunt. The slay. It's not a slay, but the hunt. If my memory serves. And since Rathian was the armor I was gonna get, really what I should do is go to farm Rathian, but I just kinda wanted to set the farm stuff up while I could. Port like on the cusp of it instead. And then I don't know what you gotta do for key quests after that point. I don't remember. So I need 2 funky pheromones, the shroom drum, which I've got to buy from the dude. Busy bees I got to buy from the dude. Dash extract I have to kill Royal Ludrov. I need 2 bones and 3 frogs. And that's all I care about. So 2 bones, 3 frogs, and funky pheromones. I'm also relatively worried about my points, but that will probably get fixed as soon as Urigan appears. And I spend my entire effort on the quest just tripping him and mining his back. I could hope that the Jaggy breeding kind of fucks up my ability to get bugs. I'll do the Lagiacrus repel, I suppose. Might be an actually good idea to take some potions for that. For Lagiacrus, the flagship of the game, you don't say. The mighty heights of having 5 potions in my inventory. Truly, I have become decadent. He's not the flagship, you're not playing Try. True, I suppose. He's the flagship of low rank village. Depending on how you want to look at that. This game's weird though. Because technically, the flagship of this game is Azure Rathalos. And that's wrong. That's just weird. Da, da, da. Flagship's Bracky Western Box aren't me down. The flagship is Bracky, but I am playing the Western version, so if we want to be technical about it. It's technically... Aziolos. Is Ivory laggy? Don't listen to Eva propaganda. Ivory laggy gets hyped the most up in Village, right? Aziolos was MHG's flagship? Wait, Aziolos has 2 flagships? He's the most flagship. And they dare to claim that Rathalos is the flagship of the series? Tied with regular Rathalos? Regular Rathalos is only flagship once, isn't he? Oh, he's the Freedom 1 flagship? I thought the Freedom 1 flagship was Garuga. Is it not? He robbed Garuga. The big thing is subspecies, so Aziolos is the flagship. That makes sense, I suppose. Although why you'd make such a big deal out of the fact that he's basically just more blue is questionable at best. We put paint on him. And we made it so he does his worst mechanic more. You're welcome! Wank. Rathalos on portable, so he's flagship twice. Okay. Telling me that if you count the Western version box art, Rathalos as a species, as a whole, have 4 motherfucking flagships? Nergi's world, right? He is on it, but it's Nergi, right? Bum, bum, ba-dum. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Arega's claws, which is nice. I didn't need to bring potions for this quest, by the way. You're just looking at the box? Is the box just lost? I don't have the physical box. I actually don't know where it is. I have the... Wait, do I? I don't think I own that game physically. And then I bought the steelbook for Rise. Whee! Dude, I love the bug with 60 FPS. It's so fun. It's so annoying at the same time, and it's so funny. Can't repeat yourself enough, but fuck Raphalos, fuck Raphalos. Oh, welcome back, Eugene. Raka is here. You can PSO together. Whee! Ew. Wow. It's done. Fuck Rathalos, fuck Azure, fuck Silver, fuck Dreadking, fuck Apex, Guardian, you're alright. No. Every Rathalos that exists anywhere deserves to die. Guardian Rathalos can fuck itself as well. The fact that it's constantly prominent in Stories 1 and Stories 2 and probably Stories 3 as well can fuck off. There's another, of course there's another one. You don't think they're gonna put Rathalos as the main fucking entire point of story? Hardcore Rathalos and Zenith Rathalos aren't real. They can't hurt you. Hardcore is your loss. Get that thing away. I saved Moga? No, I repelled him. Even the game makes it obvious that repelling him is not enough to save Moga. I'm really looking forward to doing Cedius. I know it's not necessarily the highlight of every playthrough having to do the chase and stuff, but I enjoy doing it the singular time. Once per playthrough. Where I'm just like, the music's playing, the atmosphere is good and stuff, right? Damn, the Switch axe is good? I'm not using that. Like, fuck, you could use other monsters. Yup. Every time they force you to have that piece of shit in your party, it's so annoying. In stories too. I don't want to use the fucking Rathalos. I'm taking up an entire slot in my squad for this wank monster that I don't want anything to do with. Did they commit the... I need to know this. This is a spoiler for Stories 3, if you don't want those. I need to know this. Did they call it fucking Ratha for a third time? Yup! Okay, I don't approve of violence. Someone needs to be fucking slapped at Capcom. That is egregious. $150 True War, $190 Water, Big Green. Big Green is the most enticing bit about that to me. Stories 3 is completely in the bin. I'm not gonna lie, my enthusiasm for that game has been disgustingly dampened by the fact that it's just Rathalos again, and that they've removed Sword and Shield to replace it with fucking Wet Noodle Sword. Ugh. Sword and Shield is nice, but not in Monster Hunter 3. Sword and Shield is great. You never played Sword and Shield in Stories? I really liked it in Stories. I adored it in Stories. It was so nice. Great Sword is enough, charging back and repeat. What else do you need? It's not even the point though, right? It's the fact that they've actively gone out of their way to remove a bunch of working models that they already had from the game. Because so many of them can be reused, like Rathalos, Rathian are 100% going to be there. There's going to be monsters from the first two games there. I bet Zenoga's there. Stygian's probably there. Nagakuga's probably there, right? You've got all of these working fucking Sword and Shield models. It makes me so angry. Even from a development standpoint, it's just dumb. Just squandering resources. Is there a bunch of old ones that still knows? There's gonna be a fucking Zenoga. You think they called the Rathalos Ratha for the third time, but they're not gonna put a fucking Zenoga in the game? Zenoga won the most popular monster, or did it win most popular monster, or did it win most popular music? I don't remember. It's gonna be in every game for the rest of time. Cut the horn, remove all whimsy and fun. Just remove every option other than just longsword. There should only be longsword. Choices for idiots, anyway. Fucking degenerates. It's not okay. I'm mad. Everything I love turns to dicks, or whatever it was that I said in the Terraria thing. To the wheel for the final slot of Monster Hunter for today. What will